Tonight we go over WWE Payback 2023 from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Seth Rollins successfully defends his World Heavyweight Championship in the main event against Nakamura. The Judgment Day defeat Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to win the Undisputed Tag Team Titles. Becky Lynch defeats Trish Stratus inside a steel cage. Plus, we talk about AEW firing CM Punk and more.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Where do I even begin to talk about what happened today? What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Matt the Misfit. This is your WWE Payback 2023 review, results, whatever you want to call them here. We got one big news story to talk about. It's the only one I'm going to talk about tonight because I'm probably going to save the other stuff for the STARDOM show. So and before we get to that here, hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button, follow the social medias, Misfit Podcast TV on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram, the other audio outlets, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Audible, Pandora, and of course right here on youtube.com/@ Misfit Wrestling Podcast. And when I say, what do we want to talk about? You heard Cody Rhodes in the intro. What do you guys want to talk about? Well, I was going to save this for the All Out review tomorrow, but I can't wait to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it here. CM Punk is once again in the news. This time, Tony Khan does actually grew the set of balls that I didn't think he had the balls to do. And that is fire Philip J. Brooks, a.k.a. known as CM Punk. Statement went out at 4:33 p.m. AEW put out the tweet stating the following, quote, statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan, which reads, and I quote, All Elite Wrestling has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Philip Brooks, a.k.a. CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of All Elite Wrestling. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All In London on Sunday, August the 27th. Following the investigation, AEW Discipline Committee met later and convened with outside legal counsel before making the unanimous decision and recommendation, rather, to Tony Khan that CM Punk was to be terminated with cause. Tony Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come to a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest for the many people, amazing people who make AEW possible every week, our talent, staff, venue operators, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bring our fans the great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So, he's gone. It's just like that. CM Punk has been banned Not only from Collision, not only from Dynamite, not only from the 4 or 5 pay-per-views a year, but AEW as a whole, which I think is kind of funny when you think about it, because guess what? They're in Chicago this week for All Out on Sunday tomorrow. They fired him while they were in Chicago. They fired him in his hometown. That is hilarious. I didn't think this was going to happen. Personally, I think this is just me throwing my 2 cents out here. And I was talking to some of my friends about this, and I said, I don't know if he would have been fired with the altercation with Jack Perry, because other people like Sammy Guevara and Andrade and Sammy Guevara's been to backstage. Has been involved with 2 backstage altercations. One with Andrade, the other one with, I think it was with Mira. Was it with Mira? No, it was with Eddie Kingston. And he's still with the company. Now, what I think happened, and this is just me, two sides here. So, according to Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp, I believe he had stated that the footage that was captured on security cameras within Wembley Stadium did not play into CM Punk's favor, which helped the termination to happen with CM Punk. Also, what I think is also plausible here, as soon as give me a sip of my water here, I think CM Punk, the report of CM Punk attempting to lunge himself at Tony Khan, threatening violence on Tony Khan, is what did in the termination. Because as much as we hate Vince McMahon, and rightfully so, when all this stuff happened with Punk and WWE back in 2014, which in my opinion was justified in his actions, I understood everything that he went through there. He was in the right for what he did there. Wasn't taken care of and all that stuff, whatever. But he didn't threaten to kick his boss's ass. He didn't threaten to kill him. He didn't threaten to beat him up. He didn't threaten to choke him. He didn't threaten to punch him in the face. He just walked out. Just left. And Vince, to his credit, waited a couple months to see if he was going to come back. He was in the impression, like everyone else, that he was going to come back to the company. And he did not. So he fired him, sent him his termination papers. Unfortunately, that happened on his wedding day, but still, he got fired. It wasn't a public firing, because they didn't do CM Punk has been released or whatever it was, maybe. But your WWE has come to the terms on the release of CM Punk, Phillip Brooks, or whatever. This is different. Punk, went off on the Elite, unprovoked, probably. I don't know. That's the whole side of the story. We may never find out. Buried the entire company last year at All Out at the media scrum. Put Tony Khan on blast. Called Hangman Page an empty-headed dumb fuck. Called the Elite children. He may have called somebody else a piece of crap or whatever. And then got suspended. He was gonna be stripped of the AEW Championship anyways, due to his injury. But he also got suspended. Tony Khan gave him a second chance, and just immediately out of the gate started poking the bear. Because then a few weeks ago, at some random episode of Collision, took a shot at Hangman Page. For for no reason. Then the whole thing with Jack Perry, the whole real glass thing, and then Punk apparently is the one who shoved him and then also threw the first punch. And that's what happened there. And then apparently that went over to Tony Khan. The one thing I didn't like about Tony Khan through the Soul situation is, first of all, it's a bad look on the AEW's part. Tony Khan did the right thing. Getting CM Punk out of that company is probably the best thing to happen to AEW right now. Because the backstage morale was going further and further and further down with him still in the company. And I'm a CM Punk fan. I love his match. I love him as a wrestler. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. But him as a person, like him as a backstage personnel, total piece of shit. Maybe. Who knows? I'm probably going to get blocked by CM Punk. I'm probably going to be banned by CM Punk. Or was I... What the fuck was I talking about here? Oh, it's the Tony Khan thing. So, my whole issue with Tony Khan, through this whole thing, is he told everyone at the media scrum for All In and told us straight to our face he didn't see what happened, or was it, what was the exact quote I said he said? Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, he said he didn't know what happened, or he didn't see it happen, which is a fucking lie, because he was right there at gorilla position when all this took place. I just wish he was a little more not fair. What's the word I'm looking for? Honest with that here. But yeah, this was the right decision. I mean, CM Punk, you know, as I look, his first run in AEW, this first half of his second run was great, from first dance all the way to Revolution. Some phenomenal stuff. I really do wish Punk had just stayed the course from first dance to Revolution, where he liked everybody, didn't have an issue with everybody. But no, he just had to fucking the whole thing. Should the stuff with Colt Cabana stayed private and not went out? Sure, maybe. You know, maybe could CM Punk's firing? Could the altercation with Jack Perry could have been avoided? Yeah, very simple. I said it at the when I reviewed not Dynamite. I didn't review Dynamite this week. When did I say this? Either I said it during the Pile Driver Pulse last weekend, or was it during the All Out? No, I did the Pile Driver Pulse show before All Out All In took it. So I said this during the All In review. I said Jack Perry should have just never said anything. Not during the broadcast or to Punk backstage, and just should have left it alone. Should have left it like that, but no, they didn't. Of course, Jack Perry was suspended for his actions, rightfully so. He should have been also suspended. If you're gonna punish one dude, you got to punish the rest. The other guy. Though, given that CM Punk was the one who threw the first punch and also almost punched out Tony Khan, he needed to go. This is one too many chances with CM Punk. And again, this is coming from a CM Punk fan. Was I happy Punk was back 2 years ago? Absolutely. I was excited to see Punk hook it up with people like Darby Allin and MJF and you know, Penta and the Bucks and stuff. But because of the fucking All Out shit, we're never gonna get that. We're never gonna be able to see there's a lot of shit Punk is fucked up for a lot of people. I feel bad for one person in this entire situation. It's not CM Punk, and it's not Jack Perry. It's not Tony Khan. And it's not anybody else in AEW. It's just one person. Ricky Starks was scheduled. He's booked for the show tomorrow, but he's not in the main event because the original main event was supposed to be him versus CM Punk, and Punk fucked that up for him and everyone else when he did the fucking fight with Jack Perry. We couldn't let left one enough. No one was talking about this amazing show that AEW put on with All In. People want to talk about CM Punk. And here we are, 24 hours, almost 24 hours, going to have All Out in the United Center, in Chicago, by the way. And once again, CM Punk has overshadowed AEW's pay-per-view. Again. I really hope this is the last of... I don't want CM Punk coming out here in a few weeks and saying, I'm going to sue these people. I'm like, no, you have no right to. You fucked everything up. You ruined, a lot of things that were going on with AEW. Now Tony Khan can find somebody else here to have the right collision round. You can write a collision around Jay White. You can write it around the House of Black. Malachi Black is a singles guy. Here's another thing. Collision was mainly solely made because CM Punk did not want to be in the same locker room with the Elite, and vice versa. This is the only reason the show was made. And now that the show hasn't even been a year old, and Punk is already out of the company. It's crazy. It is crazy. I don't even know how to process. It's been a crazy fucking week as into wrestling. Well, not this week in particular, but last week with All In and the passing of Bray Wyatt and losing Bray and Terry Funk in the span of 24 hours. Losing fucking Bob Barker the day after Bray Wyatt passes, another day after Bray Wyatt passes away. It might have been the day after Bray passes away. I don't know. And then we got this week here. Dynamite had an okay show. I just didn't feel good doing a review. Raw wasn't all special. Neither was SmackDown, so I didn't really do either. I think I did. I think I did Raw. I'm not even sure. I'm so tired. I don't even know. Again, I apologize for the yawning. I'm going to trying to be more, I guess, awake when I do the STARDOM review tomorrow. I'll do my previews and predictions for that after the end of the review here. But yeah, CM Punk gone. What you guys think? Do you think it was deserved? Do you think it was unjustified? Do you think it was not justified? Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, let's get into what I thought was a really good episode of Raw. Really good episode. I said it again. Really good show from WWE. Triple H with these pay-per-views. I've yet to see a bad one. This may have been one of the weaker ones, but it wasn't bad. We had two excellent matches on the show here. And a very good main event with a weak finish, in my opinion. And we had some interesting stuff here. The show opened, however, with an excellent Becky Lynch Trish Stratus match. This is far better than the other two garbage that we got from this feud here. Hopefully this is the end of this program, but this start off here with Trish immediately trying to escape the cage, being pulled down by Becky Lynch. Becky then starts taking control by singing her into each turnbuckles. as she then hits a couple of Beck exploders. Trish then turns things around by launching Lynch into the steel cage repeatedly. Trish eventually tries to escape through the door. Becky denies Trish or denies her entry to go out the door, only for Trish to once again launch Becky into the cage face first. Later on, Becky fights back and then power bombs Trish Stratus, but kicks out at 2. The veteran known as Trish Stratus fights back and nails Widow's Peak, which is a callback to Victoria, because I believe the first ever women's cage match was Victoria and I know they talked about it. I was Victoria and Lita, I believe it was Victoria and Lita on. I think it might have been an episode of Raw, but I'm not sure. Becky kicks out. However, Becky responds with a twist of fate from Lita's camp onto Becky, or not to Becky, onto Trish. Trish was able to kick out. Lynch then tweaks her knee when coming down from the top turnbuckle, which allows Trish to hit Stratusfaction. Becky kicks out yet again. The ladies then scale the top of the top rope and brawl as Trish hits a bulldog, but still Becky was able to kick out. Which I liked. What I liked about it this year in the steel cage, they actually used the pinfall part of the steel cage match to the advantage. They didn't do it like other cage matches where you can do the pinfalls inside, but they just choose not to do it. So there was a massive superplex to the top of the cage at one point by Becky Lynch, which looked awesome. Trish was able to kick out though again. Becky tries to climb out of the cage but Trish was going to the door, but then changes her mind. Becky looks to pull Trish back in, but Zoe Stark comes out of nowhere. She pulls Trish, starts pulling at Trish as well. Zoe gets the best of it by nailing Becky with the door. Then Trish nearly catches her with a roll-up. However, Becky hits the manhandle slam to Trish, only for Zoe Stark to break it up. Trish tries to climb away, but Zoe eats a manhandle slam. Then Becky tries to pull Trish down to hit another manhandle slam for the top turnbuckle, which finally keeps Becky down. Not Becky, which finally keeps Trish down for the 1-2-3. Hopefully, ending this program, this boring ass feud that ended with an excellent opening match. In the crowd, we've seen the NXT Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton watching on, and we'll get to her in a little bit because she played a role in the show a little bit later on with Becky Lynch. After the match, Trish and Lita. Trish and Zoe Stark start arguing. Trish straps her, slaps her. Woo! You can tell how tired I am. Trish slaps Zoe across the face, demands Stark to get her out of the ring. Zoe slams the door shut, nails the Z360 on Trish, and walks away from Trish to end that segment. So, looks like they're probably going to a face turn with Zoe. Who knows? But I think this is the end of Trish's run. So, for the time being in WWE. John Cena, the host of Payback, comes out, welcomes everybody to Payback as he puts over the opening match, claiming it was awesome. That it was. He has a good point. He points out that his entire career, he's never been a host, and he wasn't going to pass up the opportunity here tonight. He found his job to make tonight special, and there's no better way than being special guest referee for a match. He's had his eye on for a while. LA Knight versus The Miz. The Miz comes out, looks not pleased, says Cena sucks as a host, and Cena asks him for advice. Miz says, don't put yourself as a referee in this match. Also, he says no when they call about a merman and Barbie movie or whatever. Basically, LA Knight comes out here for his match with Miz. It was not very good, not really anything to write home about. LA Knight gets the win here with the blood force trauma. The Miz, though, or not the Miz, Cena, on purpose, being slow with his count when it comes to the Miz. It was pretty funny. Another match I didn't really care too much about here. Rey Mysterio defeated Austin Theory to retain the United States Championship. I get where a lot of people are upset that they didn't have the Intercontinental Championship defending on this show here, but this match wasn't very good. Rey Mysterio gets the win here after Austin Theory tries to go for a A-Town down. Mysterio versus that into a roll-up to retain his championship. So it wasn't very good here. Becky Lynch is shown backstage, being asked what's next, and Tiffany Stratton, as I mentioned earlier, appears and congratulates her. She says she thinks they got off on the wrong foot, apologizes for calling her a former NXT Women's Champion. Becky tells her to focus on her title match, and maybe she'll see her soon. So it looks like they're going to go into a program on NXT with Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton, and I would not be against Tiffany Stratton losing the title to Becky Lynch, and then you bring Tiffany Stratton up to the main roster and do something with her and Ludwig Kaiser if you want to. And Becky can win that title and then put it on Shayna Baszler, because they're clearly going to be going into their program with her and Shayna at some point. So there's that. Match I thought was match of the night. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens defending the Undisputed Tag Team Titles in Steel City Street Fight against the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest. This was all over the fucking place here. Like, straight away, all four men begin brawling as Balor nails Sami Zayn with a kendo stick. But Kevin Owens retaliates with some shots of his own with the weapon with the kendo stick until Damian Priest gets involved. And the numbers game becomes too much. Yet Zayn helps his partner by diving over the top rope with a tope suicida. Not Damian Priest, the Judgment Day. Takes trash cans, attacks both of the champions. Owens reveals he's wearing a Terry Funk t-shirt, which was a nice trunk Funk tribute there. They put a trash can over Balor's head. They start swinging the kendo stick at him. Priest turns things around with a candlestick, trash can of himself, and Balor quickly helps out with a chair as the challengers get themselves in control. Later on in the match here, Owens attacks Mysterio, placing him on top of the tables. Then does the spot from Royal Rumble 2000 with Sami Zayn. Not Sami Zayn, with who was it? Jeff Hardy doing the Swanton Bomb onto, I believe it was Bubba Ray Dudley, on the two tables. Well, it was a one table, but it was still the same spot here. We also seen a Blue Thunder Bomb onto a stack of chairs by Sami Zayn. Balor was able to kick out at one point there. Owens got busted open. Don't know when that took place or how it took place here. But then they went away for a little bit. They came back out with Penguins gear and hockey sticks and started beating the shit out of the Judgment Day. Zayn eventually hits an exploder, suplex onto Balor back in the ring. He goes for the Luva kick. Priest just fucking rocket launches a damn trash can straight into Sammy's head. However, Sammy then fights back. starts fighting back both Balor and Priest, knocks Balor off the apron, sending him through the table that was set up by, I believe it was set up either by Finn Balor himself earlier or somebody else. Inside the ring, he goes for his finisher again, but Priest blocks it, only to eat a stunner. Then Helluva Kick does Damian Priest get that. He almost has the match won. JD McDonough then pulls Sami Zayn off of Damian Priest. Owens then attacks JD McDonough. Hits a pop-up powerbomb onto the announce table that doesn't break. But as he goes to focus on the match, Rhea Ripley comes out of nowhere and spears the shit out of Owens through the barricade, which looked kind of cool. Balor then hits a sling blade, misses the coup de grace, and Sammy hits the Helluva Kick. About to retain the championships. I don't know where Dominic Mysterio, who came out early on in the match, breaks it up with the briefcase, hits him in the back of the head. Balor covers Sammy, and Finn Balor and Damian Priest are your new WWE World Tag Team Champions, making Finn Balor a Grand Slam champion, former the first ever Universal Champion, Intercontinental Champion he was, and the United States Champion. And now you can add Tag Team Gold to the ever-growing resume of one Finn Balor. I saw this coming. I kind of predicted this on Raw I think I did. I may have done a Raw review. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to look. But I said that they're going to win the tag titles. And if they do, it's going to be because somewhat of JD McDonough. That's exactly what happened here. I think had JD McDonough not pulled Sami Zayn from in the match, Sami Zayn would have retained the tag titles with Kevin Owens. And now they're going to hopefully say, well, look, if it wasn't for JD, we wouldn't be the tag team champions right now. That's probably what storyline they're going to come up with on Raw. Who knows? We have the Grayson Waller effect with Cody Rhodes. This was only to set up one thing that I didn't see coming. The American Nightmare points out that these things normally end with a fighting, but he says he did ask to be on this show, and thanks Waller for the rub. He wants to give Waller something, a big scoop. Rhodes says SmackDown is intriguing, but recently he saw a wrong that he felt needed to be righted. He cashed in what chips he had and hopes it's a decision he won't regret. But he welcomes the newest member of the Raw roster, main event, Jey Uso. I didn't see this coming. I knew Jey Uso was in town and was backstage for the show. I didn't know what's the word I'm looking for? Oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? In what capacity he's going to be on in this show, and it comes to find out he's going to be on Monday Night Raw. And somebody asks, well, how do you keep these two apart if the plan is to do the Jimmy and Jay match at WrestleMania? Well, it's very simple, really. If you want to stick to your guns on the brand split, put them on different shows. That's all you got to do. And it's basically how they did this that's basically how they're doing right now with Cody and Roman. Because we know it's going to be Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. So what do? Stick them on different shows. So I thought this was pretty cool. We'll see what they're going to do with Jey Uso on Monday Night Raw coming Monday. But who knows? Rhea Ripley defeated and retained the Women's World Championship against Raquel Rodriguez. I did not care one fucking bit about this match. Dominic comes in. Causes basically a distraction here. Rhea hits the Riptide and to retain the championship. Look, they only did this match to shut people up to have Rhea wrestle on this show, and which they did, and defend the title. Also, to get this out of the way, because They're probably going to do the match with, oh God, who was it? Liv Morgan next. But the big match at WrestleMania is not with Liv Morgan. The big match at WrestleMania is Rhea and Becky. And I know I've seen people say, well, you need to take the title off of Rhea. I'm like, they're not taking the title off of Rhea until they get to the Becky Lynch match at WrestleMania. That's it. So, it was meh. Who cares? Main event time. Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship. In the crowd was WWE Hall of Famer, the Great Muta. That was confirmed by PW Insider that he was backstage at Payback. This match was really, really good. So at one point, this whole match, Nakamura is focusing on the back of of Seth Rollins. Of course, Nakamura has been targeting the back of Nakamura, the back of Rollins for a couple of weeks now. At one point, Nakamura drops Rollins back onto his knee, follows that up with further attacks to the injured area of the knee of the back on the outside of the ring. The two then fight on the top turnbuckle. Rollins connects with a Hurricane Rana, then goes back up to some forearm strikes and punches, and then Rollins hits a frog splash, only for a 2 count. Rollins goes for the stomp. Nakamura avoids it, connecting with a flying knee straight after, which forces Rollins to kick out. Nakamura then attacks the spine again before sliding underneath him to do his German suplex that looks cool that he does. Rollins intercepts the Kinshasa with a super kick, but Nakamura kicks out anyway. Rollins then attempts to connect with some forearms to Nakamura, but Nakamura versus to a beautiful triangle submission move. I thought Nakamura was going to win the title at this point here because it looked like Rollins was passed out a little bit there. Rollins was able to get a sit-out powerbomb. 2 count on that end here. They go back and forth with Rollins winning out to do a strike or whatever. Tries to head up to the top turnbuckle. Nakamura joins him, then hits a super landslide, which looked fucking brutal. Rollins was still able to kick out, even with this hurt back. Nakamura nails the Kinshasa to the back of the head, then sets up for a second, but Rollins collapses beforehand. Rollins then slaps Nakamura a few times, counters into a pedigree onto Nakamura. He can't capitalize due to the back. Rollins tries to go for the stomp, but Nakamura blocks it. They go for a couple pinfall attempts and rolls Nakamura in for a quick stomp. 1, 2, 3, Shinsuke Nakamura. Or not Shinsuke Nakamura. Seth Rollins retains against Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought that was a weak ending. One curb stomp and the match is over. Come on now. Come on. We just seen earlier on in the show. We've seen multiple finishes happen. We've seen last month with with Balor and Rollins. Balor kicks out of like 2 or 3 curb stomps. Is Nakamura not allowed to kick out 2? Or 1 for that matter? So after the show, Nakamura then seemed to have attacked Rollins. It looks like they're going to do this match again, possibly at Payback at Fastlane, and it looks like it's going to be probably they'll just have either a title switch at Fastlane or have Nakamura not win the title. But that's what I thought about Payback. I thought Payback was a lot of fun. Outside of the 2 matches that I didn't really care for, which was the women's championship match, and then actually 3 matches I didn't really care about. The LA Knight match didn't really do it for me. Miz sucks as a pro wrestler, and it just as a character as all together, he's boring. I didn't care for the United States Championship match, and I didn't really care about Rhea and Raquel. My match of the night goes to the tag team title match. This is probably one of the best tag team title matches in a very long time. Those be up there for one of the best and better matches WWE put on this year. Also, the steel cage match was excellent too with Becky and Trish, and I thought the main event was solid outside of the finish. But yeah, I'm gonna give this show a solid. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. 7.8 out of 10. I would have given it an 8 out of 10, but the finish kind of soured it on me a little bit. But overall, I enjoyed the show. What's going on tomorrow? Well, we got 2 reviews. We got in the afternoon. We got STARDOM's 5-star event coming up. I believe it's called, if I can find it here, 5-star special in Hiroshima, Japan, at the Hiroshima Sun Plaza. Here is the match card, and we're going to do over the predictions here of that show. I'm actually going to also do the predictions of AEW's All Out. I'm just going to pluck them in here together. So give me a second here. As I set that up here. So let's go over the 5-star special in Hiroshima predictions here. We'll get Ami Sarai. Should be taking on Yuna Minazori in a singles match. I'm just going to go with Ami Sarai here because I just don't know who would win that one. It's just a match that's on the show here. Queen's Quest is Lady C. Azumi and Miyu Amazaki, also known as Kevin, will be taking on Hazuki, Koguma, and Hinan of Stars in a 6-woman tag match. Look, the Queen's Quest has not been doing very high with Lady C here. I'm going to go with Stars. I love Hazuki. I love most of these women that are in this match here, so there's that. Megan Bain will be teaming up with Donna Nabalno's Thekla and Micah to take on Hanako, Mina Shirakawa, and Mariah May. I'm going to go with the team of Micah because Micah is the best, and I really hope she wins the 5-star. Speaking of the 5-star, we got a 5-star Grand Prix tournament match for the blue block, sorry. And we'll go over the new standings for the 5-star Grand Prix in a second here. Utami Hayashishida will take on Momo Watanabe, and I'm making a bold prediction here. I think Momo Watanabe is going to get the win here, because right now she is in the lead of her block, or she's part of the lead in her block with a few other ones. I just don't think Utami's winning the tournament. I just don't know why. I just have the feeling it's not going to be her. But a big upset would be Momo Watanabe. Momo Watanabe lost to fucking Mariah May for no reason at all. Her winning streak, undefeated streak, ended, and not a lot of people are happy about it. I'm gonna go with Momo Watanabe here. In the red block, we have Tam Nakano versus Starlight Kid. Starlight Kid finally got a win over who the fuck did she just? Who was it? Natsuko Toro. Natsuko, who is currently in the lead of her block here. We'll go with the current block standings in just a second here. I'm gonna go with Starlight Kid here. I don't think Tam Nakano needs it. Starlight Kid needs it more, so I'm gonna go with Starlight Kid here on that one here. This next match should be a fucking banger as well. Mayu Iwatani, Shuri. This is a red block, I believe. I'm gonna go with Mayu Iwatani on this one here. I don't know if Shuri would need a win here. Maybe Shuri can get the win here and get a shot at the IWGP Women's Championship. But I'm going to go with, I said Utami. I'm going to go with Mayu Iwatani here on this one here. Saki Kashima will defend her high-speed championship against Momo Kogo. Saki Kashima is going to retain here. She should not lose this championship until Rina gets, because I think Rina's going to be the one to take the title off of Saki Kashima. That's why I think it's going to happen here. So there's that. Natsupoi and Sariano Restart will defend their Goddess of Stardom tag team titles against Suzuki and Mei Sura. I'm gonna go with I like Suzuki really. I really love Suzuki. Ooh, Well, okay, so Natsupoi and Sariano just won those titles at Midsummer Festival, I believe. I could be wrong. I think they just won those titles. They worked at the Osaka Summer Dream back in August. You know, I'm gonna keep it on. You know, I'm gonna say that Natsupoi and Sariano are gonna get the win here, and retain the championships. That one was a little difficult to call here. These next two matches are really difficult to call as well. Julia will take on Raita Sura for the Strong Women's Championship. Julia is going to retain the championship. It's not that hard. They already announced Julia for the Las Vegas show in New Japan. So, yeah, but this match should be off. This match should be really good here. Excellent stuff here. But I'm going to go with Julia to retain here. A match that I think will probably main event this show. The way they built it up, sounds like they're going to main event with this match. They might actually main event with Julia. But it's going to be Mirai defending the Wonder Stardom Championship against Konami. Konami, who's not very happy in God's eye with having Saki Kashima in there. I'm going to go with Konami. I don't really like Mirai at all. I've made that very fucking clear. I don't like the way that they've Roman Reigns and / John Cena pushed her. Didn't need to win the Cinderella tournament earlier this year. She really didn't need to win it last year. I think this year should have went to somebody like a Momo Watanabe or somebody like that, or whoever else it was that I could have thought of. But I'm gonna go with Konami because Konami, from my understanding, I don't think she's ever won this championship before. Let's see what titles Konami has had in Stardom. Stardom, she's had the Artist of Stardom Championship twice. Which is the trios titles, once with the late Hana Kimura, which is also, by the way, happy birthday to the late Hana Kimura. We miss you very much. This would have been her. This would have been her what now? This would have been her 26th birthday. So rest in peace to Hana Kimura. We do miss and love you. And then Hiromi Minoru and Kairi Hojo. I think I pronounced that name right. I don't know. And then we got the Goddess of Stardom tag titles twice. Once with Jungle Kiona and the other one with the former B. Priestley, now known as Blair Davenport in WWE. So yeah, there's the reviews and predictions for that show. That review will be up in the afternoon. So there is that. AEW All Out, live from Chicago, Illinois. The first AEW pay-per-view event following the firing of CM Punk. So we have a total of 16 matches, 3 on the pre-show, and then 13, I think so, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sorry, 11 on the main show. So it's 13 total. 3 on the pre-show. 11 on the main. On the pre-show, Athena, Mercedes Martinez, and Diamante will take on. Oh my God, Hikaru Shida on the fucking pre-show. Are you fucking kidding me? And Athena, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Oh, that enrages me so fucking much. Oh, that pisses me off. Oh, that does piss me off quite a bit. Oh man. Shida's gonna lose here because it's fucking. They don't give a shit about Shida. I'm still fucking pissed off about that whole situation at All In. We got the over the budget battle royal. They brought that back here. I don't know. Was that did they do that last year? Let's find out. I don't think they did the over the budget battle royal last year. No, they didn't. Did they do it in the first one? They did not. They did not do it over. They did the casino battle royale last year in 2021. I don't know. Did they do a battle royal last year? They didn't. So this is the over the budget battle royal. We don't know who's in it, so I'm not going to predict it. So I don't know who's in it. So who knows? The Acclaimed will defend their AEW Trios Championships in the fucking pre-show against Jeff Jarrett, Satnam Singh, and Jay Lethal. So let me get this straight. You undeservedly took the titles off of House of Black after they were having a dominant ass reign with those titles. To do a feel-good moment that really shouldn't be happening. Same thing with the Saraya stuff. The titles are now pink with the fucking scissoring fucking thing at the end of that. And now they're on the pre-show. I just want to point out that when the House of Black were the tag team with the Trio champions, the House of Black defended those titles on the pay-per-views, the main cards. When they beat the Elite last year or was it this year? No, it was this year at Revolution. Yeah, and then they defended those titles at Double or Nothing. They defended those titles at no, they didn't defend them at Forbidden. They should have been on Forbidden Door. Just thought I'd throw that out there. And then defended them at All In. But they were on the main show. Now the fucking the Trios titles are on the fucking pre-show. Congratulations, Tony Khan, you fucking moron. I don't give a shit who wins this. I would laugh my ass off if fucking they put the titles all back on the Acclaim just to put them on another heel team. Because that's exactly what they did with the tag team titles. They had the Acclaim win the tag titles only to take them off of the Acclaim to put them on a team no one gives a crap about, just so another team that people actually like can win off the heel team. Luchasaurus will defend the TNT Championship against Darby Allin. Darby Allin's winning the fucking title. I really think Darby Allin's going to win the TNT Championship back. And I think they're going to probably go into, hopefully, this is my hope, because if they took titles off, the Trios titles off of House of Black, I really hope this means a singles run for Malachi Black back into the singles division. And then you can put Buddy and Brody into the tag team division. And Julia Hart can manage both of them. Both sides. Because I think Darby Allin wins the title here. Then when we get to Wrestle Dream in October, or if you want to wait until Full Gear to do that, either one works. Have Malachi Black challenge Darby Allin and win the title from Darby Allin. So there's that. Miro versus Powerhouse Hobbs, really one of two matches that were actually built sort of well on here. Those was being built on Collision. Oh, I'm gonna go with Miro on this one here. I don't know why. I just think Miro should get a win here. Miro hasn't had a pay-per-view match since last year's All Out. When the whole against the House of Black and all that stuff here. That was a lot of people's last pay-per-view match for a while. Chris Statlander versus Rubio Soho for the TBS Championship. Chris Statlander should not lose this championship to anyone at the time being, because there really is no one to take the title off of Chris Statlander. So unless you want to do Athena, I don't fucking know. You know. Yeah. Let's see. Better Than You, baby. MJF and Adam Cole defend the Ring of Honor tag team titles against the Dark fucking Order. This also irritates the shit out of me, because you have this entire storyline they're telling with MJF and Adam Cole with the Kingdom, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett, right? They did this Battle Royal on Rampage that I didn't watch. By the way, I didn't watch Rampage because I didn't care to watch Rampage. Who actually gives a shit to watch Rampage, really? Exactly. They did this whole Battle Royal, right, to determine who is going to face MJF and Adam Cole at the pay-per-view for the tag titles. And the team that wasn't even in the match, the people they are feuding with, aren't even in the fucking match. Tony Khan thinks people want to see MJF and Adam Cole versus the fucking Dark Order. If this was Stu Grayson and Evil Uno versus Adam Cole and MJF, absolutely I'd be all for it. But there's fucking John Silver and Alex Reynolds, few people really no one gives a flying shit about. Adam Cole and MJF are going to retain the championships. This should be Adam Cole and MJF versus the Kingdom. Don't know why it's not. That makes logical sense. Tony Khan, you're a fucking idiot sometimes. Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor for the Ring of Honor Championship. This was apparently a eliminator tournament here. Shane Taylor apparently had won. Beat people like Serpentico, Christopher Daniels, guy somebody who was banned from Collision, which didn't last very long apparently. And Gravity to get his shot against Shane Taylor. This should be a lot of fun. Two Hoss people beating the shit out of each other. That should be a lot of fun. Personally, I want Shane Taylor to win the championship so Samoa Joe can not be focused on the Ring of Honor TV title and then be a sole focus on Collision going forward. That's just me, but who knows? Match again. I don't know why we're doing a tag team match. As much as I'll have 3/3 of the people in this match, Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata taking on Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. So again, this is another issue I have with Tony Khan's weird ass booking of these shows. I understand, right? Doing what you did with Stadium Stampede, that makes a lot of sense in the world. How the fuck do we go from a tag team match, somewhat of a tag team match, with Stadium Stampede at Wembley, to another tag team match, this time with the Pure Champion as your tag team partner? Why couldn't this be, right? Why couldn't this be Eddie Kingston versus Claudio Castagnoli, the New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship, as an actual match on the show? Also, and isn't Claudio the Ring of Honor World Champion? I keep forgetting Claudio's the fucking champion, world champion. That's how useless Ring of Honor is at this point here. I think I don't fucking know. Anyway, and then you could have done Wheeler Yuta and Shibata on the show as well, but apparently not. So I'm gonna go with Kingston and Shibata here. And then, and only then should you get, so Wrestle Dream, if they're going to do Wrestle Dream, it's going to be like this New Japan crossover event here to celebrate the life of, Antonio Inoki. Then I guess it makes sense to do the New Japan Strong title match there with Claudio. I would have just done that here. A match that was just made tonight. Ricky Starks, who unfortunately was supposed to wrestle CM Punk for the quote-unquote Real World Championship before CM Punk decided to ban himself from AEW. He is now facing the returning Bryan Danielson in a strap match. As much as I would like to see Ricky Starks get the win here, Bryan Danielson just got back from decisively beating Okada back at Forbidden Door. Now, would that be an amazing accomplishment for Ricky Starks to say that he beat CM Punk and the man who tapped out Okada, Bryan Danielson? Sure. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. So there's that. And what was announced as the main event? Okay. This is not my main event. My main event is something else here. Orange Cassidy defending the AEW All Atlantic International North American Championship against Jon Moxley. I think this is where this title reign, this incredible title reign, by the way, ends with Jon Moxley winning the title. There's if Orange Cassidy beats Jon Moxley here, what the fuck do you do with this title and Orange Cassidy next? You know, it's kind of like, well, what do you do? Right? So I'm gonna go with Jon Moxley here, and then the match I've skipped over like 2 other matches here. There is no AEW World Tag Team Title match here, so it's gonna be Bullet Club Gold taking on Colton Gunn, Jay White, and Juice Robinson versus FTR and the Young Bucks. This should be a very interesting match tomorrow now, given that FTR's best friend, CM Punk, was fired the day before the show. And he hates the Elite. To CM Punk. I think Bullet Club Gold is going to get the win here to set up a championship rematch between between FTR and Jay White and Juice Robinson, with Jay White and Juice Robinson winning the tag team titles probably at Wrestle Dream on October 1st. That's what I think is going to happen here. And then a match I think, realistically, in my opinion, should main event the show. Match that really on this entire card has had probably the most build up of any match on the show here. Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. Ooh, this is hard. So this match should immediately get 25 to 30 minutes and to tear the house down. Ooh, this is tough because Konosuke, I think Takeshita pinned Omega at All In. That's tough. Screw it, I'm gonna go with Konosuke Takeshita to get the win here. They're really pushing Konosuke here, and I'm gonna go with Konosuke to get the win over Kenny Omega. But yeah, those are my previews and predictions for AEW All In and not All In, and AEW All Out and Stardom's 5-star special in Hiroshima. But yeah, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Tell me what you thought about the Payback show. Give me your predictions for the. Well, actually, before I do that, I gotta go out. I gotta talk about the 5-star fucking standings here. Give me a second here. So currently, as it stands, Natsuko leading the polls at for the Red Stars with 12 points, Natsupoi with 9, Mayu Iwatani, Tam Nakano, and Shuri with 5, Suzuki, Starlight Kid, and Ami Sarai with 4, Hasuki with 2, and Saya Kamatani, who was eliminated from the tournament. Blue Stars, we have Mina Shirakawa, Momo Watanabe, Mirai, Mariah May, and Sariona with 6. Julia and Maika with 5, which is funny that both Donna Del Mondo members are tied with 5. Azumi and Utami Hayashida with 4 points, and Hanan with 2. So I wanted to make sure because I was supposed to go over that too. But yeah, tell me what you like. Tell me what you guys thought about Payback in the comments section down below. I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Please give me predictions of the 5-star Grand Prix as a whole, or the 5-star special in Hiroshima. Also, your predictions for All Out, and also tell me what you think about CM Punk being fired today by AEW executives and all that stuff here. Until then, I will see you guys back here for the AEW, both for the AEW AEW All In review and the tomorrow night, and then tomorrow afternoon, possibly with the Stardom Hiroshima show review. Until then, we're out.